Human consciousness is enough. Yeah, it's great to transcend into this cosmic, transcendental God consciousness that the Bhagavad Gita accurately describes. But you're always going to return to human consciousness. Without it, what's the point? They speak, as the speaker has done in past videos, about non-duality, about consciousness, about enlightenment. But when you realize that there's no teacher, and that this speaker is not even making a minute difference to your life, and neither is any other speaker, it's that returning to that grounded place of being. Yeah, we're all humans. And none of us knows anything about the truth, about yourself. That's freedom, that's liberation. But we have a mind that wants to know everything about ourselves, wants to know everything about the world, the universe, the afterlife, the possibilities of what we can achieve as this flesh and bones and meat. But what will always be discovered is that what is not discovered. And we have choice. We can spend our whole life discovering with no real satisfaction. Even the enlightened discoverer discovered something that appears to be satisfactory, appears to be truthful, appears to be reality. But it opposes against that what is natural to the human. So therefore, when you return to this human ego state, it becomes unsatisfactory. The human life was unsatisfactory. You overcome it, you transcend it, or you think you do. Your mind thinks, yes, let's go to the other side. You go to the other side and you think, yes, we were right. Human life is shit. And then you realize you can't live without human life. So you have to kind of slither back in and say, please accept me. I knew I said I was an enlightened being and I was special. But you know what? There's nothing to do here. It's not that I don't enjoy this bliss and joy, but I couldn't have done it without the human body. So you have to accept that you're going to be ridiculed, you're going to be put down, you're going to have to earn your bread again, work hard for your money. Not from the system, but from your family and the people around you that supported you through this inconsistent way of living, inconceivable way of living. Because one of the best things when you discover that ultimate, that you think is that ultimate seeing, that God, and you go, wow, and he says, get yourself right back. What the hell do you think you're doing? You feel humble that you, wow. Then you think, oh, he didn't like me. He didn't not like you. He didn't like what you were doing. See? He didn't like that you were taking a shortcut. You were not fulfilling the contract of being a human being and overcoming all the things that you set out yourself to overcome. We create depression. We create all ideas and concepts, all opposing states, all words, all identities, all language. So that what we create and we want to tamper with, we have to maintain, or we have to accept defeat. And when we create these imaginatory thoughts about God, saints, enlightenment, spirituality, religion, to the extent of I'm worshipping something up in the sky, up in the universe. I'm praying, I'm doing all these things, I'm meditating, I'm doing yoga, I'm doing everything because I feel worthwhile, and I know that God sees down upon me and says, well done. God doesn't give a shit. If God exists, he doesn't give a shit. If it's a he or it doesn't give a shit. Loves you immensely, but pays no attention to what you're doing in this life. And if you have to do something, if you have to create something, then it's up to you to overcome it, or up to you to let it pass or accept defeat. We create our own life, our own destiny, through our own mindset. But the problem is, most of us know that. The problem is we're not willing to take self-responsibility. We're all willing to say, well, my life's like this because of that. My life's like this because of them. My life's like this because of, what I was put through. Yeah. We have to accept that the one that put you through it is part of you. So when you blame that one, you're blaming yourself. I know I had a horrid childhood. And I know that many people could have been responsible. I could have changed the way it was, but I could have changed the way it was. I could have changed the way it was. But we feel as though we're obligated. We're obligated to a God, we're obligated to a system, we're obligated to guidelines and rules, we're obligated to parents, we're obligated to the teacher, we're obligated to the police, the army, we're obligated to all these things. So we have to obey. But they're not God. I'm not God, you're not God, they're not God. So why the hell are we obligated to these things? Why do we stand up for what we believe in? Not what we believe in, what we are. We don't know. Enlightenment doesn't mean you go and find out what you are, then you say, okay, I can make a decision on what I'm going to live my life. Enlightenment means this is the best we can do. This is the best that we can do. And if this is the best that we can do, this is how we have to live. If this is what we have created, we have to live like this. Enlightenment is acceptance. Acceptance that I am depressed and I have nothing, there's nothing I can do about it but live with it. And to realize that it doesn't exist is to deny the fact that you're living it. Does that make sense? To blank it out means you're not living with it. If you're not living with it, when it appears in your thoughts, you're wasting your life. You're denying your life at that moment. If the thoughts are 100 miles an hour, you're depressed, you're a failure, you're stupid. Yeah, okay. What do you mean, okay? You're not supposed to be behaving like that. You're supposed to be overcoming this. You're supposed to be accepting this. You're supposed to be doing something about it. Yeah, okay. Oh, I don't like you. I think we should part our ways, says ego. And you go, okay. And then ego says, I want to come back. And you go, okay. What is the hell? What the hell is wrong with this one? He's obedient. Yeah. That's what we do. We can either obey the rules, the people, or we can obey that what is ingrained within us. That ability to accept everything, that is powerful obedience. Powerful obedience is to accept that whatever is speaking inside, not a saint, not a spirit, not a Sant Guru, but my inner knowing, my inner understanding about what I am, without knowing what I am, is accepting that this obedience is okay. Yeah, I accept everything as it is. I accept everything as it is. God damn, I hope that depression goes. Oh my God, I have this horrendous illness. You're not so obedient now, huh? Yeah, thanks for reminding me. It'll pass. It will pass. There you go, it's gone. Damn it. There's a constant war with you and yourself, a constant love affair with you and yourself, a constant battle, a constant playing or not playing with you and yourself. Sometimes you appear as you and yourself, and sometimes you appear as you and other selves. And there's a constant battle with them. There's a constant battle with so many people. But there's a constant love affair. We're a coming and going species. The mind, the ego comes, it goes. When it goes, yourself comes. When yourself comes, you're happy. When your ego comes, it appears to make you happy. When it goes, you realize you were never happy with ego. But when it never comes back, you realize, I need ego. Does this make sense? This is not human living. Consciousness is all that exists, yes. So what's the difference between human consciousness and God consciousness? The name, human and God. Man-made created ideas. Consciousness is the same. There's just flavors. Salt and spice from God. Look at him today. I'll leave him bland. I'll leave him bland. Leave him in his suffering. Leave him in his depression. Leave him in his failure world. Leave him bland. The next day, salt and spice. Yeah, look at him today. A little bit of salt and spice, yeah? Yeah. And you go, wow, I'm having so much fun today. It's like I'm with God today. But actually the opposite is happening. The salt and spice is the ego. And God is bland. The suffering world, the depression world, is the result of ego. Ego came first to create suffering and depression. God sits with suffering and depression and makes it bland. So accept the suffering and depression with gratitude, because that's God trying to move it away. We're foolish people. Yeah? We want to make the finest food, and deep down inside we know that it's wrong to make finer food than what God provided. So, but we eat the finer food, and God says, oh my God, they're going to suffer with that one. So when the stomach comes, the diarrhea comes, the constipation comes, yeah, that indigestion comes. That's God taking it away, helping your body to be maintained and live a little bit longer. He's a savior. But you don't like bland. Yeah? You don't like pain and suffering. You don't like, bland food. We want to flavor it up because we think we're special. And we are special to God. Because every day He's trying to make our lives better. And we think it's God that should overcome the depression and suffering. And it is. But we think we're being punished. And we are. But all in all, when you are able to be non-judgmental and accept everything as it is, you accept the ego and you accept God. You accept the suffering, the depression, you accept the salt and spice. You accept everything as it is. You accept the war, you accept the peace, you accept the life, you accept the good, you accept the bad, you accept the joyful, you accept the pain, you accept the pleasure. And you get by. You simply get by.